I had gone back and forth. Charlene and I had gone back and forth. You actually went through some full kit designs yourself, which was super impressive to me. Provided a bunch of great ideas, man. Like, I obviously didn't use every single thing that you said, but you had a lot of influence on how this kit turned out.
Yeah, thank you. No, when you told me we were doing a kit, obviously that was super exciting. And my mind just, kind of started going all types of directions. And so I guess kind of the first direction it went was kind of what we ended up with, right? Where like it was very 10K focused, very, all about, I guess, the pod, right? And then the other kind of direction I was thinking was like, make it super kind of like, I guess, soccer generic Minnesota. So like, just try to include as many, Minnesota concepts as we could. And, even try to pull colors from some of the big teams here in the state. So obviously the Loons, probably Minneapolis City, kind of with that pink. I really like Duluth and like their green. I think so. Like that was kind of the other direction I went, was like trying to pull, just like all types of Minnesota references. But we ultimately went kind of the more just 10K focus route, and I think it turned out really good, and also did still kind of include some really cool aspects from Minnesota.
Yeah, you had the first and, in my opinion, best idea on what to include in the kit, and that was the topography lines. Like, that is so unique. Nothing I would have ever thought of, but it really provided a nice like pattern base instead of just a general blue. Like, it really had a pattern to it, but a pattern that no other soccer kit or jersey out there has.
Right. From the kind of like, I guess almost the first time I read like 10K, right? Like obviously to play on 10,000 lakes in the, state of Minnesota. And, those like topography maps, right? They really stand out. I think they have a super unique look, super, iconic look, I guess. And, so yeah, I think it was super cool. The way that Stimulus was able to kind of incorporate it and make it work from like the topography lines I pulled off Google and threw on like the little mock-up I did. I think Stimulus did a great job making that happen. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, and then the final thing that Charlene added, and I kind of hinted that I wanted something like this, but she really made it subtle and made it work, was the dark to light blue gradient. I don't normally like gradients in jerseys, but this was just so subtle. It's not like we were going dark blue to white or vice versa. Like, it was like a dark blue to a light blue. Almost so subtle that unless you were really looking for it, you could almost kind of miss it. But then at the very end, we added the dark blue on the end of the sleeves. That really brings out the dark blue at the bottom of the kit too. And I think that was really just the finishing touch that really brought this kit to life. And that was where we both agreed, okay, yep, this is the one for sure.
Yeah, that was a great idea. And I kind of toyed around with like a fade and like some of the earlier kind of concepts I had. It wasn't working. And like you said, like I don't think fades and gradients are always the best look. But I think, for our case, going from dark blue to light blue, it looked really good. I think you said it. It kind of resembles like when you're standing on the shore on a boat or whatever, and as you look down at the water, it's light initially, and then as you look out, it gets darker.
It's darker as you get away from the surface. Yep.
I thought that was super cool. Once again, it kind of ties back into lakes, and I guess kind of ties back into Minnesota, which is obviously one of the goals we had. But how about we completely changed our blue color because of this jersey?
Yeah, so we originally had just more of like a general royal blue 10K logo. And Stimulus inadvertently hooked us up with a new logo by doing this.
Right?
Because Charlene, it was awesome. And I feel almost like a failure that I didn't think of this from the get-go, to include the Minnesota State outline actually in the ball itself, as like one of like the little dark spots on the ball, but instead of a dark spot, it's the state of Minnesota. And so she came up with that for the kit. And I emailed her. I was like, hey, do you have like the picture file for this? Because honestly, I want this to be our new logo. So not only do we have that, but it also changed the color of the logo too, which I actually really like the light blue. It's not baby blue. It's not royal blue. It's kind of in between. And I really just, I like that. I like that shade and I like that color for the podcast. And it's nice to have the logo match the kit and vice versa.
Yeah, that was I was not ready for that. Like when that took me off guard when we started changing the logos and the colors. And to be fair, initially I wasn't like a huge fan of that blue. I guess it is kind of like a bluish green teal almost. But then we kind of went back and forth and we added the navy blue, that super dark navy blue, and then that contrasting kind of red or infrared. That's like kind of our tertiary color and like pretty subtly worked in here and there. And obviously, white as well. And I think once we kind of got all that developed, I think it turned out really great, that new blue.
Works.
And
really works.
I think it works really well. And I think it's more, exciting than our initial like kind of royal blue and light blue. And maybe it's just us that notice it, right? Maybe like no one else really even notices. But like, I guess for us, it's kind of a big deal. It's really exciting that we're kind of in phase 2 of 10K, for branding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I came up with the initial logo in like Adobe Spark, so it was really just like a surface level, as basic a logo as you can get. No graphic design really involved. They just kind of generated it for me. So it's nice to actually get something super personalized. And of course, thanks to Charlene at the folks at Stimulus for hooking us up with that, helping us with the jersey, and supporting the podcast. It really means a lot. So now we have this jersey, and we're giving one away. Personalized version.
Well, we can't skip over the other on the shoulders and on the chest.
Oh yeah. So I like the shoulders.
I think they turned out pretty cool.
So we took the ball with Minnesota in it and kind of extracted it from the logo and put it on one of the shoulders. So the middle is just the 10K with the 10,000 pitches underneath it. So the ball with the Minnesota State is on one shoulder, and then the other shoulder has the podcast microphone, which was your idea and is an excellent touch.
Yeah, I used that mic a few times and or similar mics in like some of the graphics we did, right? Just like like on our Instagram, on our Twitter. Just 'cause I thought it worked, right? And then it's like we were kind of tossing concepts of the jersey back and forth. I just thought it would look really cool. And initially I kind of wanted it like right here, kind of like a crest here. And then
I was looking at that too. Potentially putting it on the shoulder, but I thought that might be confusing having it be that close, considering it is part of the logo.
Right.
And having it kind of off. I thought it might have looked weird. Maybe I was overthinking that portion of it, but I think either way, it turned out really good.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And I think that mic, it's pretty unique, right? Like I can't think of any other time you see like, not necessarily a mic, but something so like disconnected from soccer. So
yeah,
I think that's a cool touch. Obviously, hopefully other people like it. Obviously we like it, but hopefully other people like it.
We also toyed with the idea of actually putting the word podcast on the kit.
Yeah.
We kind of thought, 10,000 pitches, it's a podcast, right? But to us, at least to me, it's more of like an overall concept of like, soccer is huge in the state of Minnesota. Younger people, Minnesota has a lot of transplants coming into the state, right? I mean, they can't build apartment buildings and townhouses fast enough for the amount of people that are moving here, right? And so these people, I mean, I moved here 3 years ago. I had no idea of the history of soccer in the state of Minnesota when I moved here, right? And so the same for a lot of people, but people that still might be interested in soccer, that might know Minnesota United, blah, 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 blah. But soccer, aside from MLS and itself, just if you take that completely out of the equation, soccer is still a big part of what Minnesota is and the history of the state. And so 10,000 Pitches, while it's a podcast that focuses on all levels of Minnesota soccer, I also want it to be something that embodies that idea and really kind of spreads that awareness to the people in the state that might not know about that history and about that real soccer culture that exists here. So it's more than a podcast to me.
Exactly. And yeah, hopefully, you know, we can be part of the growth, you know, we can, the continued growth of soccer at all levels. And, you know, whether that be playing, watching, participating, whatever it is, you know, hopefully we can help the growth. And yeah, it's a great explanation why the word podcast didn't make it on there. Also, like, it's a podcast mic.
Yeah.
On the
So
shoulder,
I felt like that kind of got the point across as well. But yeah, I honestly could not be happier with the kit. You texted me. I can't remember what exactly you said, but I was like, "Are we going to do this?" And I can't remember exactly what you said. So you said something along the lines like, "Are you happy with it?" Or let's see.
While you're finding it.
Oh, you said, "How do you feel about it?" And that was just like, okay, like, are we really doing this?
Yeah.
Like, basically what that meant. And yeah, I could not be happier with it.
Yeah, I think you turned out awesome. Did anything not make it on there that you were like kind of hoping for, or for the most part?
Not really. I got the social branding in at the last minute on the opposite shoulder, so I was okay with that. I wanted that to be somewhere, so that way people knew where to follow us. The at 10K pitches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But other than that, no. I was toying with the idea of putting something on the back, but I mean, we're giving away two types of jerseys, or we're selling two types of jerseys. So that's the next point I wanted to come to. After we give away one of the jerseys, you know, you can still get one by purchasing it. We're going to have a store that goes live, courtesy of Stimulus, after the contest is over. So next Friday, the 21st, we're going to have a store that goes live. Personalized kits are going to be $54. Non-personalized are going to be $49. And basically, just buy the kit there. Well, you'll get it shipped to you. Not sure COVID with, you know, all the COVID stuff and USPS stuff that's happening. Not sure how long it's going to actually take for the kit to get there. But yeah, if you want to personalize one, it's $5 extra. You can have whatever name and number you want in the back. Like I said, keep it appropriate. Yeah, I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. Hopefully they catch on. Hopefully people like them, and yeah, it'll be cool, you know. Hopefully, you know, imagine like walking, like, you know, you're in the mall, you're wherever, obviously mask on, and you see your jersey, you know, walk by. That'd be pretty
walking
nuts.
Around Lake Calhoun in Minneapolis, and you see somebody in a 10K jersey. It's like, that would feel really good.
That'd be pretty nuts. And you know, obviously that's high hopes. Maybe it's not, but you know, that's the dream.